Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Elizibar, and wow, microphone, way to betray me again. I swear this microphone is out to get me. Welcome to Superman number 75, dollar comic reprint. This is maybe the best $1 you could have spent in the comic book store this week. Now, of course, this is meant to sell stuff. You know, they got those Tales from the Multiverse. They just did a Death of Superman one, which I intend to pick up this week if I remember. Uh, and of course, they got like the trades and stuff of the comics around this. But man, Dan Jurgens really gets Superman, and the art in this is crazy because there's so many full page spreads. Here's the first page. We open up to Superman battling Doomsday. It looks pretty good, don't it? Flip it over, two more full page spreads. Superman battling Doomsday. The whole book is like that. You flip through, and you just get these big crazy things. Now, of course, Superman being who he is, he's concerned about the civilians. He's trying to save civilian lives. That's what Superman does. That's what separates him apart from a lot of other characters, you know? And of course, it helps when, you're in love with one of those civilians. But this book is just all these giant, giant things. And at the end of the day, it's a ton of fun. I don't know who at DC Editorial decided that these big, big pages were the way to go, but it was absolutely the right choice. Not compressing the visual impact of the action here. I want to show you this. This is one of my favorite things in comics and cartoons and stuff. When you got like two super strong dudes fighting, and they shatter glass with their punches. I think that is absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, you can kind of guess like what happens. There's death of Superman in here, right? That's a very iconic picture. Let's just settle on. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just settle here. Everywhere Doomsday's at in this book, he's drawn in a super menacing fashion. You can really see the pain, the damage, what Superman is going through physically and emotionally as all of this takes a toll on him. Now you got these dudes here from like Project Cadmus or whatever, and they're going pew pew with lasers and stuff, and they are really there just like the helicopter is, the news helicopter, as a framing narrative. They're not there to really contribute to the fight. They're there to comment upon the fight, and they do that very well. There's a page where the fight's intensified, and they're moving too fast. We can't even target them, because this is Superman fighting a Superman level opponent. It's Kryptonians beating the crap out of each other in a yellow sun. What do you think is going to happen, right? Okay, Doomsday is more complicated than just a Kryptonian, but you get the idea. You get the idea. It doesn't need a whole lot of explanation. It doesn't need a whole lot of anything. Everywhere through this, Superman is thinking of other people. Like, he nails what Superman is all about. Here we go. Blast! All these onlookers and choppers are complicating matters by getting in the way. I like to get you two as far from danger as possible, but I don't have the time. No telling how many lives Doomsday could take while I'm gone. No matter what he's doing, no matter how hurt he is, no matter how close he is to just expiring, Superman 1. Oh, I'm counting like a German. Hold on. Superman 1 keeps fighting on. Number 2, he makes sure that nobody else gets hurt if it's at all possible for him to do. Dan Jurgens nailed it. The editor that was like Artist Man, who I'm guessing is Brett Breeding, who that's not a household name. That's not a name I really recognize off the top of my head. Let's just look. Brett Breeding, finished art, yeah. This was absolutely fantastic. Now, of course, the funny thing is you could probably buy an original of this comic for $1 because it was so overprinted. They sold like, I don't know, 2 million of these things. It was ludicrous. But hey, it was the 90s. This was big, man. This was big. This was reported on the news. Like, I remember seeing this. What was this, 1992? 1992? You got a date on the inside here? You should just give me the date. Let's see. Superman 75. No, that's the modern. That's the modern one's notice saying this year, which doesn't help me. Let's see. Superman 75. This should pull up like a million things on the internet. Let's see. Doomsday issue. Oh, there's one bit where they talk about that, and it totally I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that. Let's see. I'm just looking for this. January '93. Okay, so I was pretty close. I said '92. I feel like I remember seeing a political campaign happening when this was going on because I associate this with that, but that may be silly. One thing I did like here is the dialogue. How can we handle this guy when Superman can't? This really might be Doomsday. It's right up there, man. It is right up there. This book is right up there. This was a ton of fun. I just got a lot of joy out of reading this and looking at it. And I think you might get a lot of joy out of it too if you just go plonk down $1 and check it out. So you all take care of yourselves. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I sure hope to see you again next time. Until then, bye-bye.